the tufting the rug of the cat. See, my hair is a little bit jumbly, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, Clock Me Lamoon, what's up? Hey, Lamoon, yesterday when you were in the stream, McGeigel was like, or was it 2 days ago? McGeigel was like lemon, and I was like, hey, lemon, and then he, something was mentioned about some that you changed. Yeah, he called you lemon packs, and I was like, so I was like, wait, what? I didn't really understand what was happening up until the end when we were playing marbles together, because that's when I jumped in Grafi stream and I saw that you were actually in it. Uh, so yeah, it was a confusing time for me yesterday. Hey, Clock Me, what's up? How are you? How are you? For some reason, the up button is continuously being pressed now. It is but hey, let's see if it's working now. Okay, that doesn't work. The phone's glitching a bit. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Hello, test, test. Can we hear me? All right. Perfect. Let's see if this now works. Nope. Okay. Then we let's go. I'm gonna put these back where they belong. Yeah, I was thinking to use the in-ear buds. Hey, Hunter, how are you? How are you? Heb je nog Radiant? Nee, ik heb wel een Radiant kaart laatst bij zien komen, maar die had je al. Ik had een Radiant Alakazam, maar die had je al. Are you turning the screen to the right a bit? Yeah, I will. I will. I am putting you guys here. Saw some bottles. Where? Those bottles? Like alcohol? Oh, yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Ja, hij wordt al mooi, hè? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. But first we gotta do like the annoying parts. So I'm gonna go back to the black yarn, and I will be adding this line right here, and right here needs to come a line as well. So let's do that first. We'll try not to be too distracted with the stream, although that always proves to be difficult because I do want to pay attention to you guys as well. But we know how it goes. We know how it goes. How is everybody doing? How are we today? Glad you guys are tuned in for now. As I'm speaking, I am opening the YouTube stream to make sure that if there are chats coming in from the YouTube stream, the YouTubes, that they are also attended to. Okay, let's go. Every now and then I think to myself to fill the silence with telling a story. But recently I don't have much stories up other than the fact that yesterday was a pretty nice stream. We streamed RV. RV There Yet? It's a game where we have to work together as 3 players or even 4 players and we have to bring an RV from point A to point B. It is much more difficult than you think because it requires a lot of cooperation. Though it is extremely fun, and the RV is extremely fragile, and the game physics are glitchy, my guy. Lemoon was there yesterday, witnessed a lot of it. I had a lot of fun. I'm sure Grafi has some clips later. Lekker zonnetje vandaag, ja. Welke kleuren gaan we gebruiken vandaag? Zwart en daarna rood. You never played my summer car? You ever played my summer car? What is that? Just wanted to say hi, but gotta go. All right, Cloak Me. Gotta go to the hospital, so see you later. See you later, and good luck at the hospital, my guy. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. It's like Sweden Simulator. You need to check it out. All right, I'll check it out. Maybe one day we'll stream it. Was talking yesterday how actually it's quite sad that we have a lot of time on, or not enough time on our hands, and so many games for us to experience. We will never be able to experience it all, but yeah, it's not the only thing in life, I guess. And there's a lot of things that we won't be able to experience. Some of them are also gender dependent, like I won't ever be able to experience giving birth, which is a blessing and a curse, if you ask me. Because there's a part of me that is curious what it would feel like to be a mother. Might seem very weird to say, but yeah. Experiences are limited, so we live it day by day. See, this is what happens when I try to fill in the silence with words. I just end up saying weird shit. Maybe I am AI. Maybe Lamoon was right. Maybe all of them are right. I don't ever go out, so I have more than enough time to game. That's nice. That's nice. Although, have you seen Groningen lately? Man. It's slippery as fuck. So we need to color these light. Perfect. Those are the two light greens that I've missed. It's starting to get somewhere, this cat. Starting to look nice, if I can say so myself. I always debate whether I should go live when making this, because it does distract a little bit from the actual doing. But I also feel like it's fun, and otherwise I'd be distracted with other things, and also it gives a little bit more motivation to actually be doing it. Some extrinsic motivators attached to the intrinsic of wanting to create. So it's a mix of both. So I end up always doing the stream. And on top of that, I feel like it's a missed opportunity to not stream it. Because maybe some people do find it interesting to watch. That one failed. Excuse the sniffles, ladies and gentlemen. And we are doing this one right here. Luckily, Tufting is extremely forgiving on the other side. Like you might see like a lot of white spots here, but those all are gonna get filled out on the other side. I gotta go get ready for work. Catch you later, man. Thank you for joining in. See you, Lamoon. Hello, YouTube. I see 2 people coming in on YouTube, 6 viewers at the moment. Hey, Edit Master and Khalif Gadjal. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing today? Thanks for stopping by. Always nice to see people on the YouTubes. We are tufting this mosaic cat today. If you haven't seen it before. And we are moving on to different colors today as well, which is pretty exciting. Those in the chat, please say hi so I know if I need to address you, yes or no. Let's begin with orange. I feel like there is a lot of orange that needs to be filled. So we are going to be doing that right now. Any of you interested in joining Tufting? What brings you here to the channel? What made you click, or why did the algorithm think that this was the video for you? Sometimes I also get some videos on my plate and I question myself, why am I seeing this? So I'm curious why you are seeing this. Moving on to orange, ladies and gents. Before we do that, we get the yarn untangled, such as untangling a situation in life. I recently started a Indonesian speaking channel where I speak Indonesian, and for some reason the algorithm on TikTok pushed most of the videos, but then my recent video, which got 50,000 views on Instagram, got only 100 views on TikTok. Whilst that was never the case before. But yeah, sometimes you just question why. And we will be putting the yarn through the needle, which is the least favorite thing to do, because occasionally it goes out. At the moment, I am doing custom orders on a custom order basis. This is one order that has been submitted through a friend. So yeah, very happy to be doing this. Let's see. Double checking to make sure that all the colors are correct. Grabbing a marker here just to make sure. One second, guys. We got 12 people in the live chat. Thank you for joining in. Hello, hello. 13 now, wow. It's a load of people. All right. Let's see, orange. Orange, all of these, orange. Bum, 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 bum. And these are a different color. And we have two orange. Where else do we have orange? Orange, orange, orange. Orange, orange, orange. And this one is also orange. Oh, damn. We turned that into a line, I guess. Let's make a different color for that one. And two oranges here. Bum. Bum. And this one is orange as well. I'm doubting between, for this one, if I put a line here. I mean, the original design has a line. Okay. Let's put a line here. Just to make sure that we have it as the original design. Here we go. Okay. I'll be doing the big parts first. So then we have the outer edges covered. Personally, when I am tufting, I love to be on the edges first. That way the canvas is sealed. It has no scientific reason. It is just a reason. I also see that there is a line missing at the moment. And now it is a question of where it is missing. Let's put it here into the corner. We're freehanding this, and I want to make sure it's right. Okay, let's go back to black after we do the lines. Sorry, guys. It's a bit back and forth. Let's go back to black. Just for a second. Then we go straight back to tufting, I promise. Maybe a topic to talk about while we are doing this is creativity. I think that a lot of people have a certain fear of making or creating. And I think for a lot of people, it's about being afraid of making a mistake. because as children we have been um, corrected a lot. You know, when we try to pour milk into the jar for the first time, we spill and we get corrected by our parents. So creativity in itself comes from taking a risk, because when you put your hands on something that you've never done before, or yeah, put your hands on an empty canvas, it's always daunting. And once you realize that your childhood and how you were raised, or the fear of judgment is holding you back, once you realize that, it's easier to manage to create. And that's a distinction of doing and not doing. That's a summary of a book called Creative Freedom, I believe. Or Think Outside the Box. I'm not sure which book this was. But I found it quite eye-opening, because my mother was quite harsh on it. I was very clumsy as a kid. And whenever I would drop something, my mom would yell or scream. And at school, you would be taught to do things in a certain way. And if you don't do things in a certain way, then you get either scolded for it or you just get a bad grade. So the system in itself is quite uncreative, or it doesn't support creativity. That is also one factor when it comes to creativity. You have to find the right atmosphere. So if you don't build a canvas, then you will never get to the point of filling in that canvas. So a lot of the first steps to creativity is being able to recognize what is holding you back. Without trying to lecture you on how to create, it is just something that I've learned. Another thing that I've learned is from a book called The Design of Everyday Things. It is a book that talks about product design, and the one thing that you should take out of this book is the fact that a lot of the times when we do make mistakes using products, so let's say the moment when you push a door that is supposed to be pulled, that is not the user's fault, but rather the person who designed the door. The reason being is the next time that you pull on a door that is supposed to be pushed, look at the handle that has been given to the door. For some reason, people have decided to place a handle, which is natural for people to grab, on a door that needs to be pushed. So how can you design a door that's better for that particular use case? And the answer is simple. You don't put a handle. What you put is a flat surface with the letters push, so that users will never make that mistake, because when there is no handle to grab, you will never be able to pull. Your first instinct will be to push. At least that's what I've learned. That's why I try my best to realize, oh, okay, when something is annoying me, for example, when I can't find the right yarn, or when I can't find the right materials to do what I want to do in my brain, I try to create an environment that supports that, so that the creative flow isn't disrupted. And that is extremely important for when you're doing things like this. For example, having the yarn properly prepared, properly ordered. Not that you have a color that you are missing, for instance, which is the case in this one. The color for the nose and ears was missing from the order, which is extremely annoying, but it is what it is, you know. We can't win them all. But the point being is that it breaks that flow or that process, and yeah, you got to watch out for those things. I personally found myself procrastinating on this. I think, for example, it should have been done a week ago, at least the filling in the colors part. But there's actually no reason to push all my time into finishing it, because even if I push, I can't move on to the next step. Which makes me curious if some other people in the chat can relate to this particular feeling. And as we are speaking, I realize I made another mistake. This shouldn't be orange. The downside of streaming whilst doing something, you get a little bit distracted. As I said earlier in the stream, sometimes I question myself if I should be, but it always feels like a missed opportunity because it does allow me to connect, and sometimes you get an extra subscriber here and there. I see 6 people on YouTube. I see every now and then some people join in Whatnot. Hello there, Whatnot gang. Welcome. What brings you here today? Say hello if you feel like you need a friend to talk to or just some attention. Always like it when the chat is active. Say hello to each other. Don't be shy. Chatting doesn't mean buying. Chatting is free. No pressure here. It's a beautiful day outside today. Extremely sunny. I do realize that compared to December, my mood has already changed. I'm a lot brighter, metaphorically speaking. Just feel that spring is in the air. A saying that was a saying as a child, but now as I get older, I realize the weight that that statement actually brings. Anybody feels similar about that fact? It's a shame that on YouTube you get copyright strikes for playing music. I mean, rightfully so. The music was made and owned by somebody else, so they should rightfully get paid for it. I believe in supporting the artist. but it always puts me in a weird spot where I can't play music on stream. It is what it is. Mr. Beast is doing a giveaway stream very soon on Whatnot, I believe. So make sure to be there just in case you so you don't miss out. Maybe, you know, maybe you win the Lambo. It's a lottery. I'm sure he's gonna have millions of people on Whatnot. Also makes me curious why he's doing it. I mean, I assume he has a lot of fans everywhere. But with the motivation for him to start a Whatnot channel is to be also to be able to sell the chocolate bars that he has. Very curious. Very interesting, these moves that social media is bringing. Whatnot got me into this whole streaming thing. I started off with selling Pokemon cards. I think that the rip and ship stuff is a lot of fun, but I realized that deep down inside I'm more of a creative, so I'd be much happier actually making something and selling what I've made instead of ripping packs. Every now and then ripping a pack. I also sell Pokemon cards, and I also make videos of opening packs and cringy Pokemon content as well. So if you follow me, it's not only about the rugs, it's also about Pokemon. Predominantly actually about Pokemon. The happiest I will be is uh, if I get a commissioned rug for Pokemon. This is not embroidery. This is called tufting, Ariane. And welcome to the channel. How are you doing, Ariane? Ariane from YouTube, guys. For those of you watching on Whatnot, say hello to Ariane. This is called tufting. Have you ever heard of tufting, Ariane? Yeah, man, that was a time costly mistake. Luckily, we didn't fill it all in to orange. There we go. Moving on. Back to tufting. Here's the fun part, guys. A lot of people say don't tuft downwards, but I feel like tufting downwards isn't actually the problem. It is the weight of the gun. If you are strong enough to hold the weight of the gun to be stable, then you have nothing to be worried about. On the other hand, if you don't do that, then the line actually goes in various directions, which is something that you don't want when working on something this detailed. I am going to add some oil to the tufting gun to make sure that it doesn't have too much friction. That should help with making sure that the gun doesn't overheat. Not that I do think that that is a serious risk, but this way the gun does feel a little bit smoother. A lot of the times I do forget. That one's filled in. Now we move on to this side. The edges are always fun. I think we'll be live for another 20 minutes. After that, we will be calling it a break because the phone battery is also dying. But at least we got to share our craft with some people out there. For those of you who are still here, would love to hear your voice. I'll just enjoy the fun. There we go. Hoppa. Oh, we need the scissors. These scissors. Oh. All right. I think we will be cutting an end to the live stream right there. The phone battery is dying. So for those of you who were here, thank you very much for joining in and staying tuned. I will be continuing with this cat off stream. And yeah, thank you for joining. I'll see you in the next one. A peace, as Sunny says. Bye-bye.